Nebraska lawmakers say they plan to investigate staffing shortages in state facilities that house juvenile offenders. The rain these last few days has been unrelenting. Meteorologist Kit Cloninger joins us live from the State Fair with a first look at our forecast. Kit, kids here in this summer school program are from the Ralston Public School District, but the great thing about this program is that the kids can be from anywhere here in the metro area. Grown, reared, pickled, or smoked, there was plenty of items to choose from at the Highland Park Farmers Market. I couldn't let Justin have all the fun, so I decided to gear up. Here we go.
All right, down on a red.
The president locked in a fierce battle with China over trade a day after declaring the chairman of the Federal Reserve is an enemy. Like I said, the wind is really bad. As you can see, it's even blowing my camera, so I'm just going to move and walk along with the camera and the wind. They're called the Patriot Guard Riders, and their motto is standing for those who stood for us. And I got to see firsthand how they actually help honor our sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, neighbors, and friends. Sometimes they ride just a few miles. Other times, hundreds of miles are traveled by the Patriot Guard Riders to say a proper farewell and honor our veterans, police officers, and firefighters, heroes they have never met, but still want to honor.
Just this past Sunday, the brother-in-law of our hero approached me and said, "We just hope that somebody would be there." There was 50 of us, so they were quite pleased.
And he says that's why they do it, for the families. Ride after ride, tribute after tribute.
It's a matter of respect, appreciation, and gratitude for the people that have served our country, especially at this time when there's so many people that are struggling with understanding the concept of patriotism.
They say they are not a club, they are a communication network. There are no meetings, no dues collected, no parades or marches. Just showing up to pay tribute to those deserving men and women that sacrificed giving their all. Paying the ultimate price.
A soldier dies twice, once when he takes his last breath, and again when he is forgotten. We can't do anything about the former, but we can start to do something about the latter. We can see that these soldiers, these brave men and women, are not forgotten.
Good afternoon and welcome to 3 News Now, live at midday. Here's what's happening. For the first time, Nebraska will recognize today as both Indigenous Peoples Day and Columbus Day. Native American roots run strong in Omaha. The city itself is named after the Omaha tribe. The Genoa Indian School's Reconciliation Project is underway, and the school has turned into a museum with tours recounting the history of natives in Nebraska. Employee shortages are still a problem across the country. Businesses are heavily affected, but so are schools. Westside Community School is hosting an applicant support fair today. The event is set to take place at the Westside Community Center on 108th and Grover Street. School districts in Iowa will be allowed to implement their own mask mandates at least for a little while longer. A federal judge issued a preliminary injunction that will keep state leaders from enforcing a law banning mask mandates. The injunction will remain in place until the court rules on the lawsuit challenging the state's ban on school mask mandates. Iowa's governor says the state is appealing the latest injunction. Many businesses around the country are waiting on new guidelines regarding vaccines and the workplace. Some are already mandating shots, while others are waiting on OSHA to declare the new rules. As our Joe St. George reports, once that happens, it's almost certainly guaranteed to face a legal challenge. Because of the holiday, there are no clinics today, but tomorrow, Anderson Middle School and Millard North High School are giving vaccinations between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., also at the Health Department between noon and 4. And some good news when it comes to kids and vaccines. Health experts estimate a large percentage of younger children could be fully vaccinated by the holidays. The former head of the FDA says it's reasonable to expect many children ages 5 through 11 will be fully vaccinated by Thanksgiving. The FDA Advisory Board will meet in just over 2 weeks, and the CDC advisory meeting will take place right after that.
This should be available almost immediately.
Experts say a vaccination push for children younger than 5 will likely have to wait. And Halloween is now less than 3 weeks away, and many parents want to know if COVID concern will be a damper on this holiday. Well, despite raising concerns in the past, the nation's most prominent infectious disease doctor says this year will be better. Dr. Anthony Fauci says families should feel safe about taking part in outdoor activities like trick-or-treating. He still recommends wearing a mask and social distancing where possible. For many football fans, Husker hangover is all too real this afternoon. Once again, Nebraska seems so close, earning a statement win. The Huskers took on 9th-ranked Michigan at Memorial Stadium with a pumped-up crowd. The defense tried to hang tough, but the offense went scoreless in the first half as the Wolverines took a 13-0 lead into the locker room. The Huskers offense found its groove in the second half. Nebraska led by 3 with 7 minutes to go. Michigan tied it, then got help from a controversial fumble call that set up a late field goal. Huskers fall 32-29. Today marks National Coming Out Day. It's a day to raise awareness for those in the LGBTQIA+ community. Ahead of the day, several churches in Omaha gathered for a Sunday celebration at Stinson Park. And there was one weekend event where you can say, honestly, everyone walked away, no matter how many legs they had, as a winner. People and man's best friend. This turned out to be one of just several pets that found a forever home at the Nebraska Humane Society's adoption event. It not only connected people with pets, but also raised money for animal shelters around the country. The Nebraska Humane Society has now surpassed 5,000 adoptions in 2021. And coming up next, we're going to check back in with Chief Meteorologist Mark Stitz. Plus, the fall season is bringing about flu worries and a possible twindemic. Thanks, Mark. Douglas County saw very few flu cases last year. Many health experts believe COVID protocols in place protected against the other viruses. 3 News Now reporter Alyssa Curtis has more on how, with restrictions being lifted, this year could be a lot different. Teachers can get a little extra love if they stop under the Golden Arches this week. McDonald's is offering free breakfast to teachers, administrators, and school staff. I love pancakes for dinner.
Danny, it's coming our way.
It's a nice fall. Looking forward to it. Thank you guys for joining us, and be sure to tune in tonight at 5. Who needs sight when you've got determination?
I've always been very athletic and like not afraid of trying new things. I always say just go for it because like what's the worst thing that could happen? You fall down.
Outlook Nebraska has been bringing their members skiing for the past 5 years. And every year they say they get more confident and more capable. Right. Representatives for Outlook Nebraska say just because a person has a disability, that should not deprive them from enjoying the many different activities Nebraska has to offer. So they just hop on and rise above any difficulties or challenges.
This is our 5th year skiing, I believe. We've gone rock wall climbing, paddle boarding, scuba diving. We do a beat baseball game. Pretty much anything that you might not imagine somebody that is visually impaired doing, we find a way to make it happen.
And finding a way is what Molly says brings her back year after year.
It's really cool that we get an opportunity like this to ski, especially with our visual impairments and stuff. If you just let your impairment get in the way, you're just like proving everyone right that you can't do this or you shouldn't do this, but like you want to prove everyone wrong that you can do this and feel like you should be able to do this, that you're capable of doing whatever you want.
This downhill skiing is helping them fight an uphill battle and changing the way people see them and the way they see themselves.